Hello everyone, welcome to another how-to cooking class. Today we're actually going to be doing home fries, hash brown style. Obviously there's multiple different ways you can do home fries. A couple different ways is just like blanching them whole into cold water and almost making essentially like mashed potatoes. But when they're tender enough to poke a fork into and then just kind of come right off, you will then drain them out of the water and then let them cool. The natural starches from in the potato will actually absorb back into the potato, and then the next day, so I usually like to do that and allow the potato at least like 12 hours to kind of like sit, cool down. The next day then I'll start to cook them in a pan and use all my seasonings and stuff like that with a little bit of oil, and then they'll kind of just like naturally mash up. You could also dice the potatoes, blanch them in cold water, and then do it that way. And essentially doing the same process that way, blanching them in cold water, or cooking them in cold water until they're tender, taking them out of the water, putting them into the fridge 12 hours later, and then cooking the same way. Today I'm actually going to be doing shredded potatoes or like a hash brown or hash style. So I'll use a box grater. I'll grate them down, and then I'm going to have onions, garlic, and some fresh herbs. I have rosemary, thyme, parsley, and a little bit of cilantro. I'll just dice it all together. And I'm actually going to do this in my cast iron pan, a little bit of olive oil, and then we'll go from there. And then I'm going to make a easy, simple scrambled eggs that I'll walk you through on that end as well. So thank you. Enjoy. So here I have my box grater, and I have 4 smaller potatoes. If there's a russet potatoes, then obviously I use bigger ones. Probably if there were large russet potatoes, I'd probably use 1 potato. These are smaller potatoes, so I'm going to use 2. So roughly I'll make about enough hash for 2 people. So I'm going to leave it a little bit. I like to keep myself a little bit cleaner, so I'm going to actually just grate this straight into a bowl instead of having all of the natural liquid and starch kind of be all over my cutting board. It doesn't really matter what size you want to go on. You can go super small or you can go on the bigger size. I'm going to go bigger just because I think it's faster and it still gives a great product. And then since we're cooking these right away, you don't need to soak this in water. If you were doing diced potatoes for home fries, then I would suggest having your bowl with water. So therefore, as you go and as you cut, you're just going to put the potatoes in water so they don't oxidize and turn brown. But since we're going to do this pretty quickly, we don't need to have a bowl of water. So obviously it is going to make a little bit of a mess, but this bowl is obviously catching almost everything. I'll just clean up a little bit as we go. And obviously with this, you want to watch your fingers. So if you could tell, I have kind of like my fingers curled in, just so I don't get them. And I'm also not going super fast, rotating when it gets a little too thin, and then even, continuously to keep rotating, so therefore I don't get my fingers. When it gets too small, you can easily just dice them up or slice them up. So this way you're not wasting anything. So we're going to stop there. I'm going to tap this a little bit, take my hand in there and try to get as much as I can. But obviously, don't go crazy. These are all my little pieces that I'm going to cut up on my own using my knife. I'm going to clean up my little station just a little bit. And then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take my cast iron pan, which I already have on the heat. I'm going to hit it with a little bit of olive oil, and then I'm going to drop my shape. So here we have is the cast iron. It's nice and hot. I'm just going to give it a little bit of oil in there, just enough to essentially coat the bottom of the pan. And then I'm just dropping this right in. And you can hear that sizzle. So here we have our potatoes hashed in our cast iron pan, medium to low heat. I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit more oil on this. And I'm going pretty much off just the sound of it. I can almost tell when the potatoes absorbed a lot of that, our fat and our oil. And so I just want to add a little bit more to this way to help continue to cook this. I'm going to sprinkle in our garlic and our onions right on top here. I'm not going to flip this yet. I want it to continue to cook on our bottom coating here before I add in our garlic and our onions. Okay, so our potatoes are in our cast iron pan, a little bit of oil, medium to low heat. I diced up as much of the potato as I could and sliced it, so therefore we weren't having any waste. I'm going to cut up only about half of this onion. We don't really need the whole thing, and I want to dice this. So what I'm doing here is I'm taking off just the top of this, leaving the root end on. The root end is going to keep this whole onion together in my next step. So now I'm just going to slice this in half. And now the root is keeping this all connected. I'm just going to take off the rest of the skin. Okay. And I'm just going to put one of this aside because I will use that for something else. And now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to slice this as thin as I can, and I'm not going all the way down towards the root. I'm only going probably like a ½ an inch to the root, maybe even slightly closer. And this is going to help keep everything connected. And obviously I'm watching my fingers, making sure that I'm not going to get myself cut. So I have it sliced, if you can see here, but because I didn't come all the way down to the root, it's still connected. And now I'm just going to come across the slices that I just made, and they're going to turn them into a dice. Similar to that. And then I just have a little bit left of this onion. And I'm a big fan of not trying to waste. I mean, that's perfectly fine. That we don't need to throw away, all that, the rest of the onion, just because we don't need it, or don't want it, or it's too much work. So I'm going to put everything right into my bowl. Here I have some garlic. With this garlic, I'm just going to smash it. I'm going to flatten out my knife here. I'm going to put my palm on this, fingers up, and I'm just going to push down and crunch. I'm going to peel off this skin. Make sure I got it all, which I did. Cut off this little bit root there. And I'm literally just going to slice this. No particular order or method. There's no method to this madness. I'm literally just going to dice. And you could use, if you're not a fan of garlic, you don't obviously need to use it. If you love garlic, you can use more. I'm a big fan of garlic, so I'm going to use a little bit more. Same thing. Underneath, push down, crunch it. And then just peel back all these little layers. of skin. If it's still tough, like this one here, just push it down a little bit more, and it's really going to separate. And then you just want to make sure you clean up any little remaining skin pieces on your cutting board, because obviously you don't want to eat those. So just kind of brush them off to the side onto like a little pile. Put it in the trash. Sometimes I usually have like a little bowl on the side for trash, but today I have very little, so I'll just put it on my counter or on my table and then remove it later. So just like that, I have my garlic, I have my onions, and these are going to go on top of our potatoes. Since our potatoes are going to take longer to cook, I'm going to sprinkle these over the top and then go from there. Here we have our potato mixture with our hash. I already added our garlic and onions in there. I also added a little bit more oil on top of that, just because I could kind of tell by listening that there really wasn't any cooking happening, because there was no like crackling noise, or very little crackling noise. So I added in our garlic and our onions here, and I'm going to let this still cook on the same side it's still on before I flip this, because I want to make sure to try to get it cooked all the way through. You can also put this in your oven to speed up the process if you wanted to as well. Put it around 350, put the whole pan in there, let it continue to cook on this side, and then you flip it over and get to the other side. So while we have our potatoes being cooked with our garlic and our onions, this is a good time for you to chop up your herbs. We're not going to add it just yet, but just so they're ready for the next step and we're not scrambling to get it done. Like I said, this mixture is parsley, rosemary, thyme, and cilantro. It's pretty roughly picked. There is a little bit of stems in here, mostly cilantro stems, because they're not as woody as parsley stems. There's no stems in terms of thyme or rosemary, because those are obviously too woody, and you really don't want to chop those or have those into your herb mix. So right now this is mostly just cilantro stems or thin parsley stems. So don't have to go crazy on it, but just try to do your best. And I'm going to chop this up pretty fine. Really no method to your madness on this one. You're just, you want a sharp knife, and you're going to move this around as best you can and kind of chop it. So the technique that I'm using here is I'm holding down the tip of my knife here, and I'm literally just lifting up the heel, and I'm going back and forth in this pattern, leaving the tip of my knife down and just raising and dropping the heel. I'll move this around a few times the pile of herbs and continue to do that process. This just makes it so it moves around and creates a different pattern that you're chopping the herbs. And you can go as fine as you want, or as loosely chopped as you want. It is up to you, and it's up to whatever your desires are. So this is essentially what I'm going to look for, and then I'm going to set this aside, and we are going to add this to our home fries